Hello guys, so as I was watching this guy's videos, he has a channel in Russian and he is a very original thinker, kind of like David Icke. So he was raising issue with the missing people, and also he was talking about the Chinese. He said that he was asking them a simple question: where are your all dead bodies at? So that's what he was asking them. According to his estimate, there should be about 1 billion burial sites of Chinese men, and there are none. So especially after COVID, where are their all dead men at? So there was some kind of response as to where all the dead Chinese are. It's like they are all being cremated. That's what their reply was. And also he talked about the same thing happening in Egypt, where there is a lot of desert land, and he was wondering if those type of people turned into a silicon form, which in turn turned into sand. So that's what was his questioning. And there were some interesting comments to his video about the missing dead man. So one comment says, our deep ancestors had high set of skills and capacities. They lived as long as they wanted and they thought needed, and because everybody knew the tasks of why they incarnated. If a person decided that he fulfilled all those tasks, then he was letting his relatives know about it. In the morning he was already dead, and relatives were happy that the soul of the dead has passed on and was ready for new incarnation, and the body was burned. Another comment: every large city has central parks and many other parks. When cities were urbanized, the cemeteries turned out to be at the center of the city and were disguised as parks for recreation. Some believe in lethargic dream, that people only fell into deep sleep. Earlier, people were just lightly put under earth, on the soil, and when a person went out of the dream, they were scared living people. So the decision was taken to dig deeper than 2 meters and to put a gravestone which would be heavy, so that in case they wake up, it will be hard to release from the grave. People follow the last person who takes care of the graves. Then the cemetery is being redug and the remains are burned. I know that during Stalin time, all Jewish cemeteries were dug out, and they found out that all of Jews have white bones. Other people have yellow bones and red blood. The Jews have white bones and blue blood. This is type B and negative all. What is the sense of keeping the cemetery if nobody takes care of the graves? Also, there were sacred valleys of pagans where bodies were burned and it was placed inside a ditch and the tree was planted on top of it. This is in Vladikavkaz region, where an old cemetery was dug out. People told that there were empty, rotten caskets, and there were also skeletons turned upside down with hands put on their faces. Cemeteries are closed down for 100 years till the last person who takes care of a relative's grave. Then it is being dug out and the remains are burned. So recently I was researching for this thing called Sophie of Wessex, because I think that's who the egg donor for that thing called Kate Middleton is. I think that Kate Middleton's parents are fake, and I think that her brother is actually the father and they are all related. Anyways, the brother of this Sophie of Wessex is actually a mortician. So just throwing it out there. And I also remember how me and my brother watched this movie called Phantasm in childhood. It was back in 1980s. The film went out in 1978, and here is a description. Phantasm focuses on a 13-year-old named Michael Baldwin, his older brother Jody, musician Bill Thornbury, and Jody's best friend, an ice cream vendor named Reggie, future low-budget horror regular Reggie Bannister. After a friend mysteriously commits suicide, in quotes, in a graveyard after picking up a tall blonde in a local bar, the three witness some strange going on at a small-town mortuary. It seems a mysterious figure known only as the Tall Man, Angus Scream, is in fact an evil shape-shifting being from another dimension who, disguised as a mortician, has been sending corpses back through a space-time portal to his home planet, where they are reanimated and forced into slave labor. Given the force of gravity on his home planet is several times what it is on Earth, the corpses are also shrunk to the size of dwarfs and for some reason dressed in monks' robes. But that's only scratching the surface. A few of those interdimensional midgets are here on Earth skulking about a nearby cemetery, driving a vintage car.